web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on amp2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Good evening, guys. Today, welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. I'm your host, Adam Winnick, and I want to present to you Medcare Home Health and Medcare Infusion, and also Medcare Durable Medical Equipment. First, I wanted, Medcare is a family-owned and operated company started in 1985 by Mr. Willie Braceras. Mr. Willie Braceras and his children, Elizabeth Braceras and Johnny Braceras, have built Medcare as the number one-stop shop platform in Florida. Okay, we have 7 agencies in 12 counties, which go from Key West up to Vero Beach and out to Belle Glade. We are a home health care agency, infusion pharmacy, and durable medical equipment. We also have a diagnostic center, which is located in Coral Gables, along with the corporate headquarters on Ponce de Leon and Coral Gables. I became an employee of Medcare Home Health back in June of 2010. My boss and good friend Josh Ruskin gave me the opportunity and grew me into the rep that I am today. With the help of Willie, Josh, and Elizabeth, I built a business within their organization. I look at it as my own business, and that's how I became so successful within the company that I work for. I also look at myself as Adam Winnick, the healthcare concierge. What I do for people when they call and my referral sources is that I'm available 24 hours a day, Monday through Sunday, by phone, fax, and email for all of your and the patient's healthcare needs. We are full service. I pick up all orders. I do live intros with the family, communicate with patient and family for home health, pharmacy, and durable medical equipment. I specialize in short-term hospitals and physician offices. We're also, for under the home health arena, we do skilled nursing care. We do intravenous infusions. We also do wound care, psychiatric nursing care, speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, home health aides, medical social workers, and nutritional guidance. And also, we are also an infusion pharmacy where it's a 24 hours a day infusion pharmacy on call. And we have, we provide the following services. We're a full service pharmacy with IV antibiotic therapy, IV antiviral therapy, unit dose respiratory medication. We do PPN, which is peripheral parental nutrition, total parental nutrition, TPN, IV pain management, hydration therapy, IV chemotherapy, enteral nutrition, and also HIV specialty drugs, along with compounding, chemo medications, and high tech. On the equipment side, we provide all the durable medical equipment to patients in the home, which include oxygen concentrators, liquid oxygen, portable setup, CPAPs, BiPAPs. blood glucose monitors and supplies. We do hospital beds and accessories. We also do wheelchairs, accessories, powered wheelchairs, scooters, and also walkers and canes, along with also all your bathroom safety equipment. Along with that, I've introduced and I brought my daughter on here to say hello to you guys. I started out, with going into the hospitals and the rehabs, and I always brought my children. My son is in the car listening, but I brought my daughter in at a young age, to introduce her to the business and also introduce her to what I do for a livelihood and a career. And my referral sources have all gotten to know my daughter. And she's known in the hospitals as well and the rehabs, and she goes in. Why don't you tell us, what daddy does and how what daddy does?
Well, my dad's always on the phone with all of his patients, and he delivers equipment to people that need help or
Okay. Yes, I deliver equipment to the referral sources to get their patients out of the hospitals in a timely manner, out of the rehabs in a timely manner, to where, we are a delivery service and we have about 15 to 20 trucks on the road. And, what they do is, durable medical equipment is one of the hardest games in town. And the reason why I say that is because getting the drivers have a route going from the first delivery all the way up to about 50 or 60 deliveries a day. Okay. So we're doing probably about 500 deliveries a day throughout the pharmacy and also medical equipment. So the time frame to get from one patient to the other, to the rehab, to another, it takes a lot of, planning, and it takes a lot of, it takes good drivers. Okay. But what I do as an asset to, the rehabs and the hospitals is that I deliver the equipment to the patients in their rooms only because of the fact that it helps the patients get out a lot quicker, and it saves them time and money and energy, in waiting for everything. So, I've built my business around my home health and my DME and my pharmacy, and that's helping the hospitals, helping the rehabs get their patients out from point A to point B, and knowing that they're in safe hands. And it's a good, process. We also have my guest on the phone, which is Jan Corcoran. Are you there, Jan?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can. Jan. Jan is our DON over at Medcare in Broward. So I'm going to let Jan introduce herself, tell her what she does on a day-to-day basis, and how she looks at the organizations through the same eyes that I do. Can you hear me? I don't know if we lost you. Are you there? 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 Are you there?
Everybody's there. Just keep talking.
Okay, so Jan, can you hear me? Okay, so Jan, why don't you introduce yourself? Okay, so another thing that we do is the following. We also rep a product which is the Medallia wound vac product. That wound vac product, wound care has become such a necessity, in the hospitals, in the homes, and the patients, that we rep a product called Medallia wound vac. Okay, what that is that Medallia came out with this wound vac. They also came out with originally the negative pressure, for women with with births. So they came out with this product, and it's a great wound vac. So we rep that product also. Oh, I can't hear her. Oh. Jan, I'm sorry.
Shan is there. Please talk to her.
Okay, Jan.
Yes.
Okay, so can you hear me? Okay, great. All right, so Jan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell you what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Okay. I've been with the company since 2003. And like Adam said, we're a full-service home health agency that covers everything from nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and home health aides, plus medical social workers. We have a census ranging over 500 patients, and we coordinate the services once the patient gets home from the hospital or rehab. Our nurses do the IV antibiotics, hydration, wound care, cardiac monitoring, CHF monitoring, respiratory therapy. We do everything. Whatever the patient needs once they get home, we can provide it. We normally see the patient the day after they get home from the hospital, and we do a complete assessment, make sure they have all the medications and that they know how to take them properly, and then we get the ball rolling with the rest of the services from there. So anything they need, we can take care of. Like Adam said, a one-stop shop. If they need IV hydration, antibiotics, our nurses can provide that, and the pharmacy would deliver whatever medication was needed. The physical therapists get out there as quick as possible to get the patient to where they can become independent and self-sufficient. We teach the family how to take care of the patient in the home and look at safety issues so the patient doesn't have a fall or something that would lend them back up in the hospital. So we look at everything, the patient, their house, their family, their caregivers, and make sure the transition at home is as smooth and positive as possible.
Okay. And Jan is one of the best around. She's been with the company for such a long time, and she is one of the best around. And we're very, as an organization, I'm lucky to have her as my director of nursing. Because anytime I have a problem, I know I can always go to her, and she's always going to answer, even at 12 o'clock at night when I call you, right, Jan?
Yes, that's correct. Or
Okay.
the crack of dawn.
The
nice thing with this company is that, like you said, we're a one-stop shop. We are available no matter what, and Adam goes above and beyond. If it's his patient, I can call him, and he'll help solve the problem in a matter of minutes. And because it's a family-run business, everybody is that close-knit that if there's an issue, you may talk to the director, you may reach Adam, or, if we have to call the owner, we will. We are very closely knit and work to help our patients as much as possible.
Exactly. I mean, even like Jan said, the owners of the company are great. We can call them at any time, any hour. It's basically and get the answers and the solution for the problem. They're very pro the patient, and that's how how I was groomed. Is patients come first, okay, and we have to take care of the patients. And over the years, doing this since June of 2010. I developed some really good relationships with some of the hospitals. One being Westside Regional, other being Florida Medical Center, and Covenant Village. These are all great locations. That I've established great relationships with, from the social workers to the Linda over at Covenant Village, to Tanis over at Westside. To Yvette over at Florida Medical Center. I mean, they're all great buildings that I've and there's a lot more. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 plus years, with the rehabs and the hospitals as well. And I look at myself, and when I got into the business years ago, I was getting into the business because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help them get from, when the transition from, to getting the home health, because I saw it was such a, there was such a need for it. Okay. And when I got into it, I went in with the attitude, which I still have the same attitude today, that I'm helping people. I'm helping people transition out of the hospital, because to be honest with you, having a nurse, having, medical equipment, having people come to your home, has to be, is scary. But at the same time, we make it so, comfortable for the patients. And I've developed great relationships with my patients to where I have patients calling me from 5, 6, 7 years ago, asking me to, repeat services because either they had a fall, they went into the hospital, so on, and whatever it is. And that's the beauty of this business. It's a relationship building. And for the home health, we take all wound care patients. We take and we don't discriminate on the amount of days it is. If it's every day, if it's twice a day, we find solutions and we find accommodations for everybody. For IV antibiotics in the home, they develop the process of doing the antibiotics in the home, okay, which Willie, the owner, he got into, and it's such a viable, asset to people, and it's a luxury not being in a hospital, doing the IV at home. Nurse comes to the home, they do the setup, they do the they do the IV, and it's such a great thing. And I'm so fortunate to be part of an organization that offers so much to patients in the home. These are trying times right now within the economy with this virus going on. And to be honest with you, there is no other organization that I would rather be a part of than the family-owned company of Medcare. Because Willie, Elizabeth, Johnny, or Josh, everybody is so accommodating to what we need, from the home health side to the pharmacy, to the medical equipment, to making sure that our nurses are going out there safely. Our nurses have the correct, the masks, the gowns, to treat these patients on a case-by-case basis, to treat these patients in the home, because we're in trying times, and we're very much accessible to the resources out there. So if anybody is looking for an agency that's going to take care of their patients, in the home, okay, during the coronavirus times, we are the company. We are the company that's going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that we come in, dressed accordingly, with masks, with gloves, and we're going to treat you safely and get you better. So if anybody is looking for a company, Medcare Home Health is the company. And we're a good company. Are there any questions out there? People out there that are listening to the show that want to call in, ask any questions? Okay, I guess we're on our own. Jan, do you have anything else to say?
No, I mean, really, we are there for the patient and the family, and it's such a nice transition. It gets patients out of the hospital quicker, and there's nothing better than being at home. And once the patient gets home, it's a lot different than what they were managed in the hospital, and that's where we help with that transition. How do you manage an IV from your own bedroom? Well, the nurses come and help you. How do I walk into my bathroom when there's a step that I need to get into to get in the shower? Our therapists help with that. Those are obstacles that the hospitals don't have, and once the patients are home, we help them adapt. And that's the nice thing. We become like family to these patients. And like Adam said, we've been doing this a long time. We've had this patients that come back to us, and it's because we become like family with them. We love them, and we do our best to get them as well as possible and prevent them from being rehospitalized.
And that's one of the biggest things, is the prevention of hospitalization, because when you have a home health care agency, hospitals and rehabs, they're so highly, looked upon the hospital readmissions. And the hospital readmission today is heavily scrutinized, okay, by everybody, because it affects so much, but mostly the patient, because, the patient is transitioning home from a hospital or even a rehab, okay? They get better to a point, then they want to transition into home health, okay? As an organization, we take those patients, very seriously, transitioning from the hospital, transitioning from the rehabs, because the last thing that we want for them is to be going back into the hospital for something that could be avoided, okay? I do work with a number of doctors that go into the home, okay? Some of the the doctors go into the home, they treat the patients in the home, And this is such a viable asset to, to the hospitals, and also ultimately to the patients, because the patients can have a doctor come to the home where they thought that, I've had people say to me, "Oh, I thought that was for the rich and the famous," and that's not the case. It's a Medicare offered program where a doctor can go into the home, okay, have a mobile doctor go in, and you're treated like them as a primary doctor, okay. And they do their visits. They can come in, they do their once-a-month visit. They come in a couple of times if you need them for any other, like a fall, a slip, or whatever it is. And that's another asset that I offer to all the patients. If you want to call into the show, you can call into 888-565-14 7. Hold on. I'm sorry. 888-565-1470. Okay. 888-565-1470. If anybody else out there has any questions, please contact, call in, ask me any questions. You can ask me about the coronavirus epidemic that we're dealing with, how we handle patients, from the onset to, to taking them in, doing the starter care to the discharge. My name is Adam Winnick. My telephone number is area code 954-649-5995. I can be reached at any time. My email address is I'm sorry. I got something across my computer. Anyways, home health as a whole is such a needed aspect, right, Jan? For the hospitals and all rehabs. And it's such a needed aspect in healthcare, because not only does it keep the patients out of the hospital, but it keeps their anxiety levels low to know that someone else is looking after them, okay, besides the doctors or even or their physicians, okay. When we get a case, we have to report back to the doctors, okay. The doctors know every visit that we make, with inside the home, from physical therapy to occupational therapy to speech therapy to nursing, okay. They know what we're doing. If there's a problem, we call them, okay. If there's a problem, we have to send paperwork out to them to let them know of all the issues that are going on with the patients. So
we're the eyes and the ears of the doctor. That way, if there's a problem, the patient may not have to run to the doctor's office, because we report directly to the doctor what the problem is. That way it can be resolved quickly, the appropriate intervention gets taken, and it saves the patient from having to try to get to the doctor.
That is correct. So when you're thinking of a home healthcare agency, Medcare Home Health. When you're thinking of medical equipment, Medcare DME. And when you're thinking of Medcare Infusion Company, it's Medcare Infusion. My name is Adam Winnick. Okay, my telephone number is area code 954-649-5995. I could be reached at any time. If you are a referral source and you need service to be explained. If you need someone to come in and explain, the services that we provide, I'd be more than happy to come in and do an in-service, within your facility. If you are if you're a discharge planner that works in a hospital or even a rehab, and you have questions regarding, discharging your patients, and you need questions answered, you can always give me a call. My name is Adam Winnick again. The name of the company is Medcare Home Health, and it's 954-649-5995. And I'm available whenever you need me. I've always, one of the biggest things that I have at home is that I'm always on the phone. One of the biggest things that my wife, Jamie, says, and my daughter is whispering and writing down on a piece of paper right now, is that can't even take vacations. Can't even, I can't get through a dinner without being on the phone. I can't go to sleep without being on the phone. It's something that I take pride in. It's something that I take pride in, the fact of, of my business. I treat, like I said before, I work for Medcare, but I treat this as my own business because of the simple fact that that's how I became so successful. And what a great opportunity.
Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes.
Thank you for listening.
And if you wish to be a guest, call
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production. On the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.